do at our office for our advisors is we took them through this exercise, or at least walked them through it. And that was, what about money is important to you? And we challenged all of our advisors to ask themselves that question. But I want to share with you the exercise so hopefully you can duplicate this. And how this works is you find somebody, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's a significant other, maybe it's just a really close girlfriend, and you ask them the question, what about money is important to you? And maybe they say security. Okay, well, what about security is important to you? Choices. Well, what about choices are important to you? And you keep asking that question, okay, rephrasing it just a little bit, until you get an emotional response. And what it allows us to be able to do is get to the heart of what it is about money that's really important to us. So I said to my husband, I said, well, if we're going to ask our clients to do this, and we're going to ask our other advisors to do this, well, then we better do it. And so we were driving up to the Dells with our girls, and I have 3 little girls. Jenna's 6, Chris is 5, and Ella's 3. And so we're driving up to the Dells, and I said, okay, let's do this little exercise. And I said, I'll go first. And so I asked him the questions, and I said, okay, what about money is important to you? Now my husband is extremely analytical, very logical, and I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to analyze every question, and it's going to be 20 questions later, and it was actually quite surprising. 6 questions later, what about, and again, start the same way. What about money is important to you? What about that's important to you? What about that? 6 questions later, we're driving in the car. What does that do? It allows me to know what drives him. It's not about the money, the physical money, it's about what does that money represent in our lives. So now I knew, because we're in business together as well as being married, okay, now I know how to motivate him, how to encourage him. So then we flip it, and now it's my turn. So he asks me the questions, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I wear my emotions on my sleeves. 3 questions and I'm going to be bawling. I'm so darn complex. 15 questions later, he says, I said, that's it. And it actually wasn't a tear. It was a feeling of peace. Because I knew that was really 5 questions into it. Why I do what I do. Why is it that we get up late, or get up early and stay up late as it relates to empowering women? One of my good friends and I, who head up the Women's Initiative, which is, again, a series of educational programs and events to empower women, we take our 5 kids and we go for a walk around the lake, and they're playing, and we're